Hi everybody, welcome back to Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl on PC. But in this video I want to show you the missing manual, or the hidden manual, for I guess all of the Stalker original trilogy games. Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat, because you probably own them already. Now if you're watching this and you're on Xbox and you're thinking, what about the manual for my version? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put links for everything in the description below the video so that you can at least have links to the PC versions of the manual. Obviously things like the controls are different, but the lore on all those details are in there. So all you got to do, if you want to access them, if you just go to your Steam library and then go down to, for example, Stalker or Clear Sky or Call of Pripyat, on the right hand side you'll see the link to the manual. However, that's the manual that Steam kind of keeps in the cloud. If you go right click and go properties and go installed files and browse, you'll find a PDF for the manual, and this is actually better than the one that Steam has, well, because it's got the cover, but also it has the quick reference key guide at the end. Now there are these for Shadow of Chernobyl, and if you look at Clear Sky as well, there's one for Clear Sky, so we can click on that and that's all there, but there isn't one for Call of Pripyat. So in those cases what you're going to do is in the description below this video you're going to find the links to these ones. And you've got to remember, this comes from a time when games were released on DVD, when one of the great joys of buying a video game was opening up the case or opening up the box, taking the cartridge or the disc or the CD out, and then reading through these beautiful manuals, because you had to, because games weren't designed in a way where you could just play them and know what you're doing. You had to read the manual first, and they were produced with lots of love and care. In most cases they were almost like an advert for the game. I think we've lost a little bit of something now, haven't we? Now that games have to come with like a built-in tutorial, and they have to be playable without people having to read the manual. But anyway, so that's there as well, so it's definitely worth looking at. Also, I'll put a link to the Stalker wiki. Fantastic. Loads of information here covering Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky, Pripyat, and of course when the new Stalker 2 comes out, Heart of Chernobyl, hopefully around about November 2024. It may even be out now when you're watching this video. There's going to be lots of information there as well. I also found something fascinating as well, the Chernobyl Zone Survival Guide, Everything You Need to Know to Survive the Zone, by Ian Baker and Dan Davies. And I thought, oh, this is cool. And this is something that this guy wrote and created with the idea of trying to sell it, probably on Amazon or something. But the devs and publisher behind Stalker said, no, you're not allowed to do that. So he released it for free. So I'll put a link to that. And it's huge. There's an awful lot of pages. Now, there's a lot of writing in this, and I would probably like to see a few more pictures, and it is very, very spoilery as well, so do not read this before you've played the game unless you're happy with the storyline being spoiled in the main games. But there we go. Hopefully these resources will help you and be interesting, because I tell you what, I've really fallen in love with Shadow of Chernobyl, and I can't wait to play the other games as well. But I'm determined to play through and finish Shadow of Chernobyl, and then play the other ones before we get Stalker 2, because where have they been all my life, these games? Well, I know where they've been. It's because at the time when they released, I didn't have a gaming PC, and only got a gaming PC recently, so this was something I just simply couldn't play. And what triggered me to start playing them recently is the release on Xbox, because you can buy them on PlayStation and on Xbox now, and they run really well. And I love playing games with a gamepad. And that in turn has made me re-look at them on PC, and then re-look at the modding scene on PC, and the similarity, not in overall gameplay between something like Stalker and DayZ, but it's undeniable that the feel of the games is kind of similar. They definitely have a similar heritage, and are interlocked I think, in some way that we need to work out. Obviously, they come from different devs, different publishers, but their DNA is, well, I mean, Stalker came first, didn't it? So I'd imagine there's plenty of DNA of Stalker in DayZ, in the inspirations behind DayZ. Maybe one day I'll be able to talk to Dean Hole about it and ask him. But that's enough from me. Enough of me waffling along. Check the description below this video for all the links, and hope to find this useful. And if you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.